Hello everyone, my name is Joseph and welcome back to the Popsicleknight channel. This video is sponsored by PTCGO the best place for you to get Pokemon TCG code cards. Are you looking to complete your card collection online for the latest set? PTCGO has everything you need. And please remember to use my code NIGHT22 at checkout so that you can get a 5% discount. Please enjoy the discount and your purchase directly supports the content I create in this channel. Thank you guys so much for your support and for your supporting PTCGO. Crown Zenith came with some of the most awesome cards. This REGIGIGAS VStar, for example, is well illustrated in this Galarian Gallery collection. Yes, it has the power to carry even an entire island on its back. In this video, we'll be exploring these cards and bring out its full potential. Its basic form is REGIGIGAS V, and surprisingly, you'll be using this to attack more often than its V-Star form. It has 240 HP, and it has 2 attacks. The first one is Hammer In. For 2 energies, it deals 50 damage. And its second attack is Angry Whack. For 3 energies, this attack deals 100 plus damage. However, this attack deals 10 more damage for each damage counter on this Pokemon. And then it gets confused. So when this Pokemon is down to its last HP, you'll be dealing a massive 330 damage. And even though this Pokemon gets confused after you attack, you can actually use it to your advantage in some cases. Because if this Pokemon doesn't have enough damage on it, if you attack while confused and fail to attack, the 30 damage to itself may just help you to deal more damage moving forward. This attack also combos well with the Memory Capsule tool card because if you do end up evolving into REGIGIGAS VStar, this tool card will allow you to use its pre-evolution's attack. So REGIGIGAS VStar can use REGIGIGAS V's Angry Whack attack, but this time you'll have more HP, which means you can take more damage, and the more damage you have, the more damage you'll be able to deal. Even without any modification, if REGIGIGAS VStar is down to its last HP, Angry Whack can deal a maximum of 390 damage, and this pretty much knocks out any Pokemon in the game. So now let's take a look at REGIGIGAS VStar itself. It has a massive 300 HP, which is currently the highest out of all the VStars in the game. Its one and only attack is Giga Impact. For 3 energies, it deals 230 damage, and this Pokemon cannot attack during your next turn. You can of course reset this restriction if you can pivot out of the active spot. However, just like its pre-evolution, it has a massive 4 retreat cost. That's why I've added 3 switches and also 3 escape ropes in this deck. And then it also has the V-Star power ability, Star Guardian. During your turn, if your opponent has exactly 1 prize card left, you may choose one of your opponent's bench Pokemon and then discard that Pokemon and everything attached on it. It does not count as a knockout, so you will not take any prizes for discarding their benched Pokemon. However, this ability is actually pretty awesome when used properly. With the help of an escape rope and perhaps a boss's order, you can even push back your opponent's Pokemon so that you can discard your opponent's most relevant attacker. And surprisingly enough, that's exactly what REGIGIGAS VStar is using to carry that island. It's a ginormous escape rope. That's because it combos perfectly with its ability. When you can combo it just right, you can disarm your opponent by getting rid of their main attackers, and this may just give you an edge for the remainder of the game. In this build, I am balancing both the awesome defense and offense of REGIGIGAS V and VStar. First off, you can increase REGIGIGAS attack with the help of powerful energies. When attached to a colorless Pokemon, you can increase its attack by 20 more damage, and this can stack. So with 4 of these attached to one of your REGIGIGAS, you can increase your attack of up to 80 more damage. And since the attack cost of REGIGIGAS V and REGIGIGAS VStar's attack is 3 colorless energy, I'm utilizing the double turbo energy in this build as well, so that we can pay off its attack easily since this counts as 2 colorless energies. However, it will reduce your attack damage by 20 less damage. However, it is worth noting that if you attach 1 powerful energy and 1 double turbo energy to power up REGIGIGAS attack, the buff and debuff from each of these energies will cancel each other out. Next, I have a copy of Choice Belt tool card, which can increase your attack by 30 more damage against a Pokemon V. So when you put all the attack buffs together, you can increase an attack further anywhere from 20 to 110 more damage. And then to help our REGIGIGAS tank more hits, we need to increase its defense. First, you can use the V-Guard energy. This counts as 1 colorless energy, and the Pokemon with this attached will receive 30 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. This does not stack, so just having 1 attached to your Pokemon will suffice. Next, you can also put the Lake Acuity Stadium in play. If either player has a water or fighting energy attached to their Pokemon, that Pokemon will receive 20 less damage from attacks. This is why I also have 3 water energies in this build. And having water energies can actually help with energy acceleration too, because you can use Melanie. This card allows you to accelerate 1 water energy from the discard pile to one of your Pokemon V, and you also draw 3 cards. And finally, to add further defense, I also have Radiant Gardevoir with its ability Loving Veil. When this is in play, your Pokemon will receive 20 less damage from attacks from your opponent's Pokemon V. So when you put all the defense buffs together, you can receive anywhere from 20 to 70 less damage from attacks. This will mean that your opponent may need to dish out 370 damage just to one-hit knock out one of your Regigigas VStar. With the help of its enormous HP and the added defense, this is one tanky titan. And in case you receive tons of damage and you can't afford to lose a Regigigas, I added a copy of Sharon's Care. This will allow you to put one of your colorless Pokemon that has any damage counters on it and all attached cards into your hand. And yet another way to save your Regigigas V is with Altaria, more for its magical echo attack. For 2 colorless energy, you can move all damage counters from one of your bench Pokemon to your opponent's active Pokemon. With the effect of this attack, you can help remove all the damage counters from one of your Regigigas V, making it as good as new. And it is worth noting that even if this attack does not affect your opponent's Pokemon, it will still remove all the damage counters from your Pokemon. In this build, I really wanted to showcase Regigigas VStar's ability, but one challenge I have with using this ability is that your opponent needs to have exactly 1 prize card, and sometimes it's difficult to manipulate this late game, especially if your opponent has 2 prize cards left and they can just knock out your Regigigas VStar to win the game. So in these types of situations, I added a 1/1 line of Electrode with the Buzz Zap Generator ability. By knocking out this Pokemon, you search your deck for 2 lightning energies and attach it to your lightning Pokemon any way you like. But we're not going to use this to energize our Pokemon. We just want this to get knocked out so that it forces your opponent to take another prize, leaving them with 1 prize card left. This will then allow you to use Regigigas VStar's V-Star ability, Star Guardian. This type of move is a high risk, high reward strategy. However, if you manage to disarm your opponent's main or backup attacker and then knock out their active Pokemon, you may just turn the tides against them, which may lead you to winning the game. As for the other cards worth noting, I have Dunsparce with the Mysterious Nest ability, which turns off all colorless type Pokemon's weaknesses. And finally, I have the new Bidoof with the Carefree Countenance ability, which is basically a built-in Manaphy, which prevents damage from attacks while it's on your bench. And of course, we have to use the Galarian Gallery Bibarel to evolve our Bidoof. I just think this is adorable. Anyways, that's pretty much it. You can find the complete deck list in the description below. Please remember to leave a like to this video. Let's have a goal of hitting 300 likes to this video. You have no idea how much that helps this channel, so thank you very much. And now please enjoy the following gameplay videos showcasing Regigigas V and V-Star. Alright, let's start our first match. We are going first, and we're gonna start with Bidoof in the active spot. Thankfully, we have Quick Ball and Ultra Ball, so that we can get another basic Pokemon, but I kind of need all of these supporter cards moving forward, so I think the only possible choice here is to just get rid of the Ultra Ball and can set up my Regigigas, but drawing more cards is more important, so I'll just get Snorlax for now. I can't switch it out. I don't have any energies to put on Bidoof or any switch, so we will just have to wait and see what we can do on our next turn. We can use our support card. Most probably I'm going to use Judge just to shuffle our hand back, and hopefully we can get an energy or something to put on Bidoof. We can switch it out. And my opponent's going to start with Mew. They get 2 Battle VIP passes already. They've set up Raikou V and also Radiant Greninja. And they have Palkia V on their bench. So we're going up against a Palkia V-Star matchup. So with this one, we basically just need to control how many Pokemon we put on our bench, because that's the only way we can control our opponent's damage output. Palkia V-Star's attack relies on how many Pokemon are on both players' bench. So at least we have some control over this one. But Palkia is pretty strong. I mean, if they have Echoing Horn, at least as long as we don't have any basic Pokemon on our discard pile, we should be fine. And the nice thing about Regigigas is that it's so tanky, it's so hard for my opponent to knock it out. And that's what I like about this build, and Regigigas V and V-Star in general, is just because it's so tanky, you can just kind of take your time setting up. But as of right now, we have 2 weak basic Pokemon in play, and looks like they can actually attack here. They used Melanie to accelerate 1 water energy to their REGIGIGAS V. If they have a lightning energy, they can just attach it for turn and knock out our Bidoof to get their first prize. So my opponent's setup is pretty explosive going on their first turn. They're going to play Luminian to grab a trainer card or a supporter card from their deck. They're going to get another Melanie. Okay, they can't use more than 1 supporter card. So let's see what happens here. You can use Quick Ball. Alright, cool. They whiff the lightning energy. So Bidoof survives another day. Alright, let's go ahead and use Judge. We got Lake Acuity. Alright, cool. We have Escape Rope. So now we can switch into our Snorlax. Push back their REGIGIGAS V. And we have Quick Ball, but I feel like we can use Avery. And we only have 1 of Melanie, so I'm not going to use them. I'm just going to Gormandize this turn, I think. Because Melanie can really help out. As long as we have water energy in the discard pile, that can help accelerate 1 water energy to our REGIGIGAS V. It's a good transition supporter card. If one gets knocked out and then you have water energy, you can attach it with Melanie, and then hopefully you have a double turbo energy and you can start attacking in that very turn. So my opponent uses Lost Vacuum to get rid of our Lake Acuity Stadium. And Lake Acuity Stadium, you do want to keep 1 handy just in case your opponent puts out a Path to the Peak. Path to the Peak, we don't really need as much until late game, because that's why I didn't put any other V-Stars in this deck. You can actually partner REGIGIGAS V-Star with any other V-Star. Like Lugia, you can probably use Lugia's ability, set up your Archeops, and then just use REGIGIGAS V-Star for its tankiness. But I really wanted to showcase REGIGIGAS V-Star's abilities, so we're going to go with that. My opponent is going to use Escape Rope. They have 2 Palkia V-Star ready to go, and all they need is 1 energy. They can even use their ability to get water energies, but they're not going to do anything. Alright, they spared my Bidoof. We survive another day, and we're just going to use Avery. Force my opponent to discard 2 of their Pokemon from their bench. Most likely Luminian and something else. And Mew. Okay. We finally got our REGIGIGAS V, so we're going to start setting that up. Put this memory capsule on it. We have another Quick Ball. And then we're just going to get rid of this one. I could set up another REGIGIGAS V, but I think I'm going to go with Swablu. Can transfer all damage onto our opponent's active once they damage our REGIGIGAS V. So I'm going to push back my opponent's attacker for now, and then I'm just going to continue to use Snorlax to draw into more cards. We need more to set up here. If we can get another REGIGIGAS V, that would be good. But as of right now, I'm just going to draw more cards. So my opponent switches into their REGIGIGAS V, and we got 2 powerful energies. Alright, that's exactly what we need to energize our REGIGIGAS V. We can even evolve into a V-Star next turn and hit for tons of damage. So let's see what my opponent does here. Okay, they finally have access to lightning energy. They're using Crobat. They also have Vikavolt, so they can control our usage of item cards, but I don't know if that's going to help out in this matchup, because we can just tank a bunch of hits and... Oh, they have Cross Switcher. Oh no! They're going to switch my REGIGIGAS V in the active spot. But since we don't have a lot of Pokemon on our bench, we just might be able to survive an attack. So let's see here. 160, I think. 160, right? 20 damage for each. Oh man, they took out my memory capsule, and they're hitting for 220 damage only. And you know what, guys? I think We can just knock out this guy. I think it's a fair exchange. 2 for 2, right? So powerful energy will increase, but with double turbo energy, it cancels each other out. So we're actually hitting for normal 320 damage to knock out their Palkia VStar. So that's one less Pokemon we have to worry about. But they can easily just knock out our Regigigas V with their REICO V. And they haven't used their VStar power yet. They can easily just energize their Palkia if they need to. And we don't even have access to another Regigigas V either. So this is really bad. At least we got Radiant, Gardevoir. Oh man, are they gonna knock out my Regigigas with their... Oh dude. They got 2 scoop up nets. And that's gonna knock out our Regigigas V. Those 2 damage counters on it. And they can get 3 prizes here. I'll just have to sacrifice my Swab, Lucas, Snorlax. I need that to draw more cards. We're gonna be stranded here if we put Snorlax in danger. But we do have a lot of cards in our hand. We can thin it out. I can use my switches and also get the tool card. But my opponent's gonna Marnie. Okay, that might just help us out actually. So that puts all of these cards to the bottom of our deck, and we draw 4 cards. Alright, Saizu looks... Zisu is a good card to use. I haven't actually used that as much, but it's actually a pretty good card. If your opponent has a lot of cards in their hand, you can match it +1. So there goes our Swablu. And what I could do here is, since we have access to Melanie, I can actually use my Quick Ball to discard the water energy and then get another Regigigas V in play. Put this powerful energy, and just gonna use Zaisu here and then go from there. We got another Bidoof. Let's put Lake of Acuity. Can use that later on. And then Big Parasol, I don't know if we'll actually need it. I'm just trying to thin out my hand here so I can draw into a few cards with my Snorlax. So I'm just gonna attach this, and yeah, let me just Gormandize for 1. Another powerful energy. Okay. Okay. I know for sure they can't knock out my Regigigas V though, but it was a good exchange. They were able to deal a lot of damage to our Regigigas V. They did knock it out, but we were able to take out 1 Palkia with it, so that's good. We will need our Ordinary Rod to recover our Regigigas V. And they're gonna retreat to Palkia VStar. It's gonna use Star Portal ability, and they can put 3 water energies to their Pokemon any way they like. And they're charging up their Radiant Greninja. Subspace Swell for 220 once again. But no way for us to energize Regigigas V to attack. So this is really bad. And no way for us to shuffle our hand either. And I haven't seen any Bibarel just yet. This is really bad. Could have been useful to draw into a lot of cards right now. So what we could do here is just probably use Serena, discard 3 cards, and hopefully we can draw 1. Right? So I'll get rid of Bidoof. Water energy, and man, I need all of these cards. I'll just get rid of the powerful energy. That's fine. We got an Avery. I'll probably just have to switch out into Snorlax and Gormandize. So I'll just put the V-Guard energy on Regigigas. Maybe they don't have any boss's order in their hand, and we can still attack with this Regigigas V. We have a boss's order, and then we can just knock out one of their main attackers. But let's see how it plays out. They're gonna knock out my Snorlax, but if they do that, all they need to do is knock out my Regigigas V, and that's gonna be game. Man, this is a really close game. We were only able to... They have another cross switcher? What in the world? And they're gonna power Radiant Greninja. They're probably trying to target our Bidoof, but that's not gonna work because Bidoof is immune to bench damage. There it is. They do knock out my Regigigas V, but they weren't able to win this game. Not yet. Thankfully, Bidoof has the ability to prevent those damage from this Radiant Greninja's attacks. We got a Melanie, man. I'm gonna just use Avery. Finally got Bibarel. Man, they only need one more prize, so all they need to do is switch out into their Palkia, and that's gonna be game. I'm gonna use Ordinary Rod here, get these 2 Regigigas V back, and 1 Water Energy so I can use Melanie in the next turn. Evolve into Bibarel, and then what I'm gonna do is get rid of Boss and Marnie, and I have to just tank a hit and hope that my opponent does not have any Boss's Order. Alright, let's get our Regigigas V, switch that into the active, put the double turbo energy, use Industrious Incisors for 2. Okay, and I'm just gonna hammer in 10 damage. Alright, it all comes down to the boss, because my opponent can just retreat their Radiant Greninja, switch into their Palkia VStar, boss one of my benched Pokemon, and win this game. That's it. Boss is the strongest card in the entire game. That's a fact. It always comes down to a boss. They have a scoop up net, but we have Regigigas VStar, so we can. My opponent is down to their last prize, so if we can, dude, don't tell me. If they can fill their bench again, they can actually win this game already. They have 2 more basic Pokemon to play. No? Okay. Subspace Swell for 180. So that's a total of 200 damage. You know what? They're down to their last prize. We can actually use our ability here. So what I'm going to do is just boss their Raikou V. That way we can evolve into Regigigas VStar. We can knock out Raikou V and Star Guardian their Palkia VStar, discarding it. And that may just disable my opponent and not be able to attack for the remainder of this game. They have 3 cards left in their deck. So let's see. There it is, 240 damage for a knockout. We get 2 prizes. They don't have any more attacker thanks to the Star Guardian ability. It's insane, man. If you use Regigigas VStar's ability just right, even if you're losing like this, you can turn the tides. But let's see if my opponent can recover and if they can energize another attacker, boss one of my benched Pokemon, see if they win this game. But yeah, strategy-wise, Regigigas VStar is actually pretty awesome. You can only use it, it's only effective late game, I think, but it's a pretty cool ability if used wisely. Quick Ball, do they have another attacker? And can they energize it? That's the question, but we are slow going because Regigigas VStar can't attack. Okay, there's the scoop, so good game. Alright, let's move on to our next match. We get to go first again. Nice. Let's see. I think I'm going to start with Swablu. Bidoof will be safe in the bench, and I'm just going to pass for now. Alright, my opponent also has Bidoof. I'll just go ahead and play my Radiant Gardevoir on the bench, and then I'm just going to pass. What is this? Gape Jawbog Stadium. Okay. Ooh, we're going against a Hisuian Zoroark VStar matchup. Okay. This is a bit scary because Zoroark can actually set up fairly quickly. Can hit for our 300 damage going on their second turn. I'm just gonna Marnie this turn. We got a Quick Ball. Okay. We could start setting up our Regigigas. We also have Lake Acuity Stadium. I'm gonna go ahead and just bump out their stadium for now. Because that might limit them from setting up. Because now, each time they put a Pokemon, it's not going to get any damage. I'm just going to sacrifice the double turbo energy. And good setup. Regigigas V now. I need to draw more cards though, that's the thing. So I think I need to get my Snorlax. I'll have to sacrifice the powerful energy to retreat. And then I'm just gonna Gormandize. I know that's the only thing with using special energies is that you can't recover them. So we've already lost 3 energies effectively. And I mean, you can get by. You could use the Regigigas VStar in an all basic energies in your deck, but the powerful energy really helps out in the double turbo energy. It counts as 2 colorless. Why wouldn't you use it when it's available, right? So there it is. My opponent has set up their Hisuian Zoroark VStar finally, and they can start attacking for tons of damage once they set up other Pokemon with damage counters on it. And again, that Gapejaw Bog Stadium would have been... Well, they had another one. So, they bump it out. And they also have Gengar. So, you can just put that from the discard pile straight to the bench. But they don't even get a knockout against our Snorlax. They only hit for 110 damage. That's because they have double turbo energy to reduce attack. So, I'm going to use Avery for now. We got Voltorb that could be helpful late game, but it's just going to sit in the bench for the meantime, but it'll be ready when we need it. I'm going to go ahead and use Quick Ball, get rid of Judge, so we can set up our Regigigas V at least to start. And then we're going to put this powerful energy. I guess I could put this memory capsule already. We have one more Liga Cutie, but I'm just gonna thin out my hand for now so I can Gormandize for at least 4 cards. Okay, so far we're okay. My opponent hasn't gotten any prizes just yet. And really the strategy with this Regigigas VStar, if you are incorporating the ability of Regigigas VStar, you really have to plan ahead. See how the price exchange is going, and then be able to plan out your attack. Because if your opponent has more than 2 attackers, then you're in for a little bit of... you're in for a lot of trouble, because you can only discard 1 Pokemon on your opponent's bench. So we got double turbo energy, so that's really good. I can sacrifice these to get... let's see what we can get here. Get another... Let's get Regigigas VStar. We have memory capsule anyways. So if we receive damage, we can use Regigigas V's attack. I'm just gonna Marnie. And then... we're not gonna knock out this Zoroark. However, we will be dealing a lot of damage. We got double turbo energy. What I could do even is use Altaria to transfer all those damage onto my opponent the following turn. But the way it is, I think we can survive an attack. So I'm just gonna hit this guy for 200 damage. We are hitting 30 less damage because of their V-Guard energy. But that is okay. So we have at least 20 defense on a Regigigas VStar. They can actually knock it out. If they can get damage counters on all of their Pokemon, they can hit for 300 damage because we have 20 damage already on Regigigas. Okay, they're gonna share and scare their Zoroark and start over, but they don't have any damage counter. They need damage pump. But with... yeah, they need damage on all of their Pokemon. All 6 of them. I think they're just thinning out their hand here so that they can use Bibarel. But if they don't have any damage pump... nah, we will survive, man. 190 damage. 210. We can actually knock out this guy with Regigigas B, but if we do, they can just knock it out. So probably not a good idea. What I'm going to do is just probably transfer these damage counters using Altaria. So I'm just going to use Magical Echo and fully heal our Regigigas VStar. That's insane. Fully heal, man, while dealing a lot of damage to our opponent's active Pokemon. They are going to knock out my Altaria. But we can finish this guy off. 60 damage. Okay. Let's go and put this water energy. That's going to increase our defense by 20 more. There's a V-Guard energy. Evolve into Bibarel. And then... let's see. I could just use Angry Whack. Nope. I'll just finish it off. 230 damage. So we got 2 prizes for that. We got a Snorlax. And a Melanie, okay. So we should be okay. I have Escape Rope. One thing that you could actually add in this deck is also Air Balloon, because that's one way you can pivot in and out of the active. So like right now, on my next turn, Regigigas VStar cannot attack. And if you have a Pokemon that can freely retreat, you can just switch out your Regigigas and then retreat. And then attack again. But the reason why I don't have Air Balloon in this deck is actually I'm just getting used to the fact that the Air Balloon is rotating out. So you'll see in a lot of my decks that I build moving forward is you're going to be missing a lot of essential cards that you think would fit nicely in a deck. It's just I'm preparing myself to kind of build decks without those essential cards that is in the standard format right now. So you can just think of it as slowly transitioning. So we're gonna play our Lake Acuity Stadium. Again, increasing our defense. We just might be able to survive an attack here going into our opponent's turn, because they can hit for 160. But it really depends on how many Pokemon they have with damage counters on it. So we're gonna switch into Gengar. Yeah, I have no choice. I need to draw into more cards. Okay, we got a Quick Ball. Really nice. And I think I'm going to sacrifice mana if we don't need that. And try to set up another Regigigas V. Put this V-Guard energy and Choice Belt. And I think I'm just going to start to attack. I mean, I could tank a hit with Regigigas V. I could. But let's see which Pokemon my opponent puts in the active spot. Okay, I think I'm just gonna sacrifice my Regigigas. Industrious Incisors, Water Energy. Okay, got the Electrode, so we can control our opponent's prizes, so we can use our ability if we need to. But as of right now, we really cannot. I'd hate to lose this opportunity. So I think I'm just going to go for Giga Impact and knock out one more Pokemon. Yeah, I think yeah. We're just going to go with that. Angry Whack deals 260 damage. At least we can still attack the next turn. And maybe my opponent will not be able to knock out Regigigas VStar. Because as of right now, my Regigigas VStar has 140 HP, and we have 40 less damage. Nope. Okay, never. So with 5 Pokemon, with all 5 Pokemon, my opponent has damage counter. They're dealing 250 damage, plus the defense 190 was enough to knock out a Regigigas VStar. But if they didn't have it, our Regigigas VStar will probably have survived. Okay, we got an Ordinary Rod. Let's put this Water Energy on our Regigigas V. Oh, you know what? We have Escape Rope. You know what I could do? Evolve into Regigigas VStar, and I can use ability and get rid of this Zoroark VStar, because that means they'll have to start over, and evolve into another one before they can really attack. Unless they have a basic Pokemon that can attack right away. So I'm going to set up another Regigigas V. Industrious Incisors for now. And I'm not going to put Regigigas V yet because if my plan fails here, we could just lose the game. So yeah, I'm taking a big risk by doing this, but let me just get rid of these two. I could just use my Ordinary Rod to recover anyways. We got Dunsparce, but yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass. It's a high risk. I don't wanna risk it. Because what my opponent can do is in their next turn, they could still knock out one of my Pokemon. So I'm just gonna wait. Alright, they don't have any other Zoroark, okay. So we might still be safe. Going to the next turn. Taking Curse. 230 damage. Okay. We're still in this game, guys. We're still in this game. We need an energy, though. Let's use Industrious Incisors. Did get the energy, man. Okay. Let me use Avery. We got to switch. Okay, that's good. Because now I can... but still no energy. Bro, come on. The energy. We need the energy. Otherwise, we won't be able to attack any of their Pokemon. Let's see what they got here. Okay. I don't know if that was a good idea. Because that opens up space on their bench to set up another Pokemon. But I needed to take that chance. I think I need to use Regigigas VStar's ability. Otherwise, we're dead anyways. Because Regigigas VStar is going to die in the next turn. So I'm going to use Electro's Buzz Zap Generator. We got 2 energies or the last one. Bro, come on. Okay, so that dwindles down their price to 1. Now we can use Star Guardian and discard their main attacker. And we can this will help us stall for a little bit until our next turn. I'm gonna switch my Regigigas VStar back into the active and let's go ahead and use Ordinary Rod before we can deck out here. I'll recover another Regigigas VStar lineup and 2 water energies. So at least we have what is this? 66% chance of getting an energy from our top deck. But they are setting up another Zoroark V-Star. What we could do is actually just boss that and knock it out. As long as we can draw into another energy. But they're going to boss my Bidoof. They actually only need 1 more prize to win this game. So, oh man. That means we won't be able to energize our Regigigas. Because we'll need that to retreat our Bidoof. Bro, this is kind of annoying. So, so my opponent is just basically disrupting us, and we don't have any more access to switch or a escape rope. So this is really bad. If my opponent has a double turbo energy to put on their Zoroark, that's gonna be game. Wow, so close, bro. Oh, what are we gonna do? I'm gonna use Industrious Incisors. Okay, we got another energy, another Regigigas V. Either way, my opponent just boss one of my Pokemon, just win this game. Or if they can switch the next turn with a double turbo energy and a Zoroark V-Star, they will win this game. They have 1 more access to double turbo energy. Because they have 3. What I'm gonna do is just boss their Bibarel and then pass. If they don't have anything to switch it out, we might just be able to stall another turn. We have Serena, can probably use that to gust their Zoroark V-Star to knock it out with our Regigigas V-Star. So we have the energy that we need to put on our Bidoof to retreat. But if my opponent, they're going to Professor's Research. They're going all out, man. If they have a switch here, a double turbo energy, oh my gosh, that's it. Oh man, it's so close. Oh, it's so close. All we need to do is get rid of that Zoroark. We win this game. But they are decked out, though. If they can't do this, that's gonna be game. They're probably just oh no. They're probably just increasing their attack even further. If they have a switch, that's game. Damage bump. Do they have a switch? They whiffed it! Let's go! Alright, that was a close one. Alright, let's move on to our next match. Get to go first again. Nice. We start this one with a Swablu in the active spot. Okay, no sign of Quick Ball or anything like that. My opponent has a bunch of Arceus. This is not good. We have Water Energy. Can attach that to Swablu. 2 cards. Oof, still nothing. Dude, come on! We're on my basic Pokemon. Alright, I'm just gonna attach an energy and pass. My opponent's just probably gonna knock out this Swablu and win this game. Really bad start so far. We can use Avery in the next turn. Draw 3 cards and hope for the best. That's all we could do. But our hand is horrible right now. My Pokemon is 50 HP. No good. And my opponent has really powerful draw here. But at least, you know what? They have Drapion V in the active. Maybe they cannot retreat with it, because he has 2 retreat costs. So it looks like a Regidrago VStar build. So Arceus is there probably to just energize their Regidrago, because Regidrago VStar has an odd energy requirement. They need fire and also 2 grass energies, but they're gonna Marnie, so that's actually gonna help us out a little bit for in terms of setup. What is what is this, man? No basic and all evolution. This is insane. Oh boy. Our RNG is set up to fail, guys. Sometimes that's how I feel, like when PTCGO, I feel like it's set up to make you fail. But we have Ultra Ball. I could use that, but I'll have to sacrifice 2 of my Pokemon here. Probably get rid of boss orders and then get my Snorlax. At least I can retreat my Swablu, at least. Good thing I put that water energy, otherwise, man, that would have been disastrous. Okay, still nothing. Really, really bad, man. We are really drawing bad cards, guys. Horrible, horrible draw. I mean, if you think about it, in terms of probability, you have 4 Quick Balls in the deck, right? We have a bunch of Ultra Balls. Aside from that, you also have the basic Pokemon that's included in your deck. So really, you should have 33% chance, or even more, to actually draw into those cards that you need. You know, but this is a digital shuffle, so you really have no control of how much you can shuffle your deck to ensure that you have an even distribution in terms of your draw. But okay, my opponent still whiffs it, or still doesn't attack their turn, so we got a Quick Ball from our top deck finally. I guess it was just 1 draw away from getting to that point. Big Parasol could be useful here. Just gotta find out what my opponent has in the discard pile. I'm gonna sacrifice 1 Regigigas VStar so I can get its basic form, put a powerful energy, and I think I'm just gonna, I mean, I could thin out my hand, just put like a cutie in play, and then I'm just gonna Gormandize for 4. Okay, good. Now we're drawing into the cards that we need to set up here. Really nice. But gauging our matchup here, I think we can actually win against this Regigigas VStar matchup, because Regigigas VStar can only copy attacks that deal about 200 and 220. I think the highest attack that they can really copy is Duraludon VMAX if they have it. Most likely they have it, but they don't have any Pokemon in their discard pile just yet, so we should still be safe. We have another Regigigas V that we can set up. Radiant Gardevoir actually sounds good here because that's gonna decrease the damage we receive from their Regidrago, and then you can put this water energy on one, evolve this, and I think I'm just gonna put this big parasol. I can use their stadium. I can also use arena, but I feel like I need my share and scare, so I'll just use their stadium. Use the first option here to discard the water energy, because you do need to discard a card from your hand to use arena. We didn't draw into much, but it's good for our next turn. We got V-Guard energy to put on our REGIGIGAS VStar and an escape rope, so we can start attacking next turn. But it really depends on how my opponent sets up here. We might even need Manaphy, because I have showcased REGIGIGAS VStar. If they have access to... what's that Pokemon called? The one that can hit for a bench damage. If they have that, they can actually target our bench. Alright, so they evolve into an Arceus VStar, and they're going to use Starbirth. So they can get any 2 cards from their deck, but that also means that they cannot use any V-Star attack or ability anymore. So that means they can't use Regidrago V-Star's ability, and they also have Path to the Peak. Okay. We should have access to one more Lake Acuity Stadium, so we won't need our ability until late game anyways, so we should be okay. But then again, that also turns off Gardevoir's ability. So they knock out our Snorlax. Got Lake Acuity. I don't know if we can use that now. Can use Avery to draw more cards, I guess. Yeah, might just have to hold off on that one. But then again, like I said, it does turn off Radiant Gardevoir's ability, which we might need to tank hits here. Because with the Choice Belt, they can actually attack for more damage. And it also depends on how many Path to the Peaks they play. But I'm gonna go and I'm just gonna go ahead and just pass. We have V-Guard energy anyway, so my opponent really has to hit for 270 damage to knock out my Regigigas V. So the only Pokemon they have in their discard pile is Goodra, so they're only hitting for 200 damage. Less 30, so 170 right now. Oh no, I'm sorry, because they also have Choice Belts, so that actually evens it out. So 200 damage to our Regigigas V. Radiant Charizard. Alright, cool. It's the new one also. So we gotta worry about that as well. 200 damage against our Regigigas V. And that means they also have 100 defense. So we'll be hitting for 100 less damage. So I have no choice here but to use Avery to draw more cards. We got Voltorb. We might use that late game as like an emergency. And then we'll go from there. We have another Quick Ball. Got a Snorlax. I probably need to set up more because we need more energies here. I'll go ahead and use Escape Rope. Push back the Regidrago V-Star. And if they don't have any other energies or a switch, we might be able to survive another turn at least. But they have 3 cards in their hand, so I'm not sure what they're going to do here. So I'm just going to Gormandize for now. And alright, cool. We have access to a bunch of energies. And let's see how this plays out. They're going to switch back into their Regidrago V-Star. And they use Serena to gust our Regigigas V in the active to knock it out for 200 damage plus defense. They get 2 more prizes for that. 3 prizes left to go. Let's put this powerful energy. So we're hitting for 270 damage Oh, that's right. The Gudra defense, 190. 190. Okay. That's all right. Serena. Okay, they discarded the Duraludon VMAX, so now they can attack. Our defense is actually useless here. They have double turbo energy to use Super Potion to heal even further. Crazy, crazy strategy here. That's actually really nice. Double turbo energy for... It's like a sacrifice so that you can use Super Potion. 120 heal is actually... it makes a big difference. Maybe we could use that to this Regigigas VStar deck, actually. Huh. Interesting. They're gonna attack for 230 damage. Well, what we're gonna do, guys, is actually use our Altaria. We have double turbo energy available to us. We just transfer all these damage from our Regigigas VStar and knock out this Regidrago VStar. There it is, easy. 2 prizes. And again, it fully heals our Regigigas VStar. That is insane. So we got a knockout there, plus fully healing our Regigigas VStar. Yeah, Altaria, I think I had a 2-2 line of Altaria, but a 1-1 line would suffice. Because you won't use it all the time. Especially Regigigas does tank a lot of hits. So I actually exchanged a 1-1 line of Altaria to the Electrode. So in my preliminary build, I actually put Arceus or Archeops in this deck. Because I was thinking, okay, I'm using a bunch of special energies. I could probably use that to accelerate energies. But setting it up is super, super difficult. Especially, you have to set it up from the unidentified fossil. So my opponent doesn't have anything. They have one boss left. All they're doing is stalling now because they cannot attack. So what we're gonna do here is, let's see what we could do here. I can attack this turn, 230. They still cannot attack. So depending on what they draw on their next turn, we might... If they can't draw into any more cards, then we're just gonna slowly knock out their Pokemon here. What I would do for a Zigzagoon right now... Oh, dude, they got a Marnie from their top deck. That is an insane draw, man. Well, kudos to our opponent. The heart of the cards, I guess. They're dead drawing and then they draw a Marnie from their top deck. That's insane. Alright, we can set up a Bidoof on our next turn, but they still cannot attack. They don't have any energies, so I'm gonna go ahead and evolve into Electrode, put Bidoof, and I'm gonna use Zisu here. And let's see what I could do. I can't attack with Regigigas VStar right now. Okay, so what I could do is use Escape Rope and then retreat with Altaria. Right? But I can actually attack with Altaria. Alright, they switch into their Arceus VStar. So I'll just put the double turbo energy and use Blasting Wind. You know. Alright, that's gonna get us 2 prizes. I mean, that's one less Pokemon we have to worry about. We got Regigigas V, and my opponent needs 3 more prizes. So it looks, I mean, we're still on top of this. They have Raihan though, so they're now able to fully power up their Regigigas or Regidrago V-Star. So I apologize, I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying sometimes. So I don't know if I'm switching between Regigigas and Regidrago because we're both using a Regi V-Star here. So, alright, looks like their build is pretty simple. They don't have any cards that can hit for bench damage. I would actually... the addition of bench damage is actually really good. So if you haven't seen my showcase for Regidrago, go ahead and check it out. It's actually really nice. But the REGIGIGAS VStar with Regidrago to energize it is actually a really good combination as well. Very I mean, it doesn't take a genius to see how well it works, but yeah, it's at least you can see which options you have that you can use to for Regidrago VStar to copy. But let's see what my opponent's what move my opponent's gonna use here. Okay, they're just gonna use Rolling Iron, 180 to knock out my Altaria, and we have no choice but to put our REGIGIGAS in the active. Let's see what we can do here. Get rid of these two. We don't have any more Pokemon. We still have a bunch of energies we could use. I can use Lake Acuity Stadium to decrease attack to our Pokemon. And we're just gonna Marnie. Okay, we got a bunch of powerful energies which could help us deal more damage. So, you know what I could do here is just use my Electrode, and then I can get rid of their Charizard and just knock out this Regidrago VStar. We have enough firepower here. What? 210? Oh, that's right. They used Rolling Iron. That's why they have 100 defense. That would have been 310 damage, guys. Oh, I feel so dumb now. Oh, man. That would have been a knockout. Ah, man. Okay. So if they have a boss here, escape rope, that's it. We're done. We're done for. 210 damage. Professor's Research. They're drawing into their last card. Big Parasol. Apex Dragon. What attack are they gonna use? What attack are they gonna use? Let's see. Okay. Okay, 220 damage. All right. I guess they copied Giratina's attack. All right, 220 damage. But you know what? We got an escape rope from our top deck, and we can just switch back and forth. That way we can attack with REGIGIGAS VStar to finish off their Arceus V for the last two prizes. That was a close one though, but good game. All right, let's move on to our next match. Again, we start with Bidoof in the active spot. We have a Quick Ball. We can use that to get Snorlax. Discard the Water Energy. That's going to set up for Melanie. We have access to one. I actually put 2 Melanies in my preliminary builds. It can be useful, but not all the time. Because when you draw into it and then you don't have any Water Energies in your discard pile, and no V Pokemon, it actually messes up your draw. And if you can't draw into any more cards, then you're done for. Just gonna put this double turbo energy on my Snorlax. I'm just gonna Gormandize. So my opponent's gonna start with Arceus V in their active spot. Okay. So Arceus V Star, Arceus V, of course, is very versatile. They're just gonna pass. Okay. You can put Arceus V to any other V Pokemon and just call it a day, you know? I'm gonna draw more cards with Serena. I think I'll just discard these two. I can recover it with my Ordinary Rod. Fortunately, we don't draw into anything useful. We have the barrel to draw into one card at least. And I'm just gonna Gormandize for 2. Bro, what is this? Keep drawing into cards we don't need. I can attack with Snorlax though. Probably not let that go to waste those energies. My opponent's gonna attack, but the double turbo energy reduces attack, and also we have V-Guard energy, so our Snorlax survives. I'm just gonna Marnie. I just need to set up my REGIGIGAS V for now. And Dunsparce, I don't think we need to use in this matchup. Then I'm just gonna get a REGIGIGAS V. Put Lake Acuity Stadium in play. Industrious Incisors. Okay, yeah, I think I'm just gonna Body Slam. 100 damage and a paralysis. Nice. We got that. Heads. My opponent cannot evolve here. Oh, they have a switch though. So they're gonna pivot out and retreat. Power Edge to knock out my Snorlax. We actually lose a bunch of special energies that turn, which is really bad. Got another Snorlax though. It's go ahead and use Escape Rope. I'm gonna use Snorlax this turn anyways. Industrious Incisors for 2. Choice Belt is good, but I could save that for later. We'll need to thin out our hand anyway, so might as well just attach it. So we're gonna Gormandize, and we got Regigigas VStar. Okay, that 100 initial damage to their Arceus V is actually good, because now it's gonna be easier for us to knock it out, even if we attack with Regigigas VStar. Double Turbo Energy -20, but we have Choice Belt, so that will even out the attack damage output for Regigigas VStar. We can still deal a lot of damage to knock out this Arceus VStar. Although it only has 180 HP left, so it's not going to be that hard. Let's see what my opponent's going to do here. They use Starbirth to get 2 cards from their deck, and it looks like a Zoroark? Zeraora. Yeah, Zeraora V. And they also evolve into Flaffy, and they just knock out my Snorlax. So my opponent now has 2 prizes in their bag, and they're energizing their Zeraora V, and this is the new one. Put this Regigigas V in the active spot, and we can actually attack this turn, knock out their Arceus, and then go from there. See what I could do here. I can also draw into more cards. I have Judge, put Manaphy. I don't know what they're doing here, but they could have bench snipe options. So I'm just gonna use Judge. We got another Regigigas V, which is really good. And then I'm just gonna Industrious Incisors. Okay. And I'm just gonna knock out their Arceus V. 260 damage for a knockout. Get 2 prizes for that. V-Guard Energy to help us get more defense to our Regigigas. Zeraora V will evolve into a VMAX. Okay. This is the new one that's actually in the Crown Zenith set. Oh, the artwork, man. You gotta love the artwork. And they also have Weirdeer V. We can transfer all those energies onto Regidrago V if it switches from the bench to the active spot, and that can mean lots and lots of damage. And Regigigas VStar might not even be able to tank any hits, but 240 damage, man, that's insane. So what we're gonna do here, just attach the V-Guard Energy on our Regigigas V. And then we can't attack, so we need to pivot out and back again. Let's see what our options are though. I could get Swablu, but oh man, I don't want to use Marnie because that's gonna give my opponent more cards. Let me use Escape Rope. Just push back there. Zoroark V for now, or Zeraora, and then Industrious Incisors for 1. Ooh, Sharon's Cure is actually really good. I could save my Regigigas VStar from getting knocked out. I could. Or just leave my Regigigas V in the active to tank a hit. Because with the V-Guard Energy, they're not getting a knockout here. They got 240 on our V-Star because it doesn't have a V-Guard Energy. But we can tank a hit for 210 damage because it was a -30 attack. So if we have double turbo energy, we can actually knock out this guy. Do we have a double turbo energy? There it is, guys. The double turbo energy. We're gonna use Ordinary Rod, get Electrode, and Regigigas VStar back to our deck. And no choice but to get this water energy. That would have been useful actually for Melanie, but that's okay. We can use Industrious Incisors first, draw 2. There it is. We can discard that with Ultra Ball, use Melanie in the next turn if we need to. And we're just gonna use Angry Whack. Wait a minute. 290 damage. Oh, bro. The double turbo energy. Man. So we're hitting for 310 damage. Oh, actually, you know what? Either way, we would not have gotten a knockout there. Because even without that double turbo energy, we're hitting for 310 damage. And their Zeraora VMAX will survive with 10 HP. So that's very unfortunate, but you know what? That's alright. I can use I can actually use Manaphy to knock out this guy. Let's see what's the best option here. Let's put Manaphy in the active spot. And then I could get a Regigigas V to knock it out. Well, yeah, I could do that. Let's go ahead and get rid of this. Get Regigigas V. Right, so that way we won't lose another Pokemon. But then they could just gust my Regigigas VStar to win this game. So, really close match here. Use Melanie. Alright, nice. We got another water energy. That's actually what I needed to be able to attack with this Regigigas V. And yeah, we're just gonna use Hammer In. That's enough damage to knock out their Zeraora VMAX. We got Radiant Guard of War and Memory Capsule. And a powerful energy. Okay, so we're down to one last prize. And my opponent needs to knock out one of my Regigigas to win this game. Do they have what it takes, man? With all those energy, maybe they can just switch into their Weirdier V. Get a knockout, but they're gonna use Marnie. That means no boss. If my active survives an attack, we should be good. We have a boss and an escape rope, so you know what, guys? I think we got this. We even have a Regigigas VStar. It's all or nothing in this turn. If we don't get this, we lose the game. I'm gonna go ahead and put this powerful energy on Regigigas V. Use Buzzap Generator. That way, they'll be down to one last prize. We can get rid of their Weirdier V. Right? And let's see. Do we have enough damage to... Yeah, we can just Angry Whack this guy for a knockout. I didn't even realize we could just knock it out. There it is. For the win. Good game. And that's it for the video. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you did, please don't forget to smash the like button for me. Let me know your thoughts in the comments below, and please subscribe to this channel if you haven't already. Thank you so much for watching the Popsicleknight channel, and as always, stay safe and have a great day.